Mahlzeit. Im Moment ist bei mir in der Festivalsaison zwar gerade Pause nach dem Hogwarts für knapp 1,5 Monate, aber das heißt ja nicht, dass man sich nicht auch ein paar Konzerte anschauen kann. Ich bin heute in Hannover unterwegs. Hier spielt nämlich eine indische Folk-Metal-Band, und zwar Bloodywood. Die sind zum allerersten Mal in Europa und spielen hier heute auch tatsächlich ihren allerersten Club-Gig. Ne? Auch den zweiten insgesamt erst in Europa. Vorher haben sie nur beim Dong Open Air gespielt. Ich habe nachher die Jungs im Gespräch, das dürfte ziemlich interessant werden. Mal eine Band aus Asien, ja, wann hört man schon mal was über die Metal-Szene in Asien? Das dürfte eigentlich ziemlich spannend werden, da freue ich mich drauf. So it was a really hot and sweaty show here with these awesome guys, Bloodywood from India. You've only been here in Germany for a few days, so what are your first impressions?
You wanna go first?
Oh, the first impression is the beer is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the beer, it's so good, and I don't get a hangover.
Yes.
Yeah, I drink so much and it just doesn't give a hangover.
We had so much beer at Dong Open Air, and the next day we were like, yeah, I don't feel a hangover. That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
The people, and God, the crowd is so
Like the beer of dwarves?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it was pills, I guess. Oh, I liked alt.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, like I said, the people there are amazing, and oh my god, the crowd is fucking crazy. If you haven't played in Germany, you should.
Insane.
Fucking insane. Wow.
Okay. What do you think? How is the crowd in comparison to the Indian fans?
I mean, that's interesting, but I'll let him answer that first.
Well, the Indian fans, we can't compare the quality, because fans are fans. All of them love music, whichever band they follow. But the Indians dance more, and the Germans mosh more. That's for sure. Yeah, I think that's the only difference. Yeah.
But they know Bangla, that's why they dance.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I say Bangla pit, that's what people are doing, and we are now making the thing out of it because people are doing that. But trust me, the first show we played, people were like, if I do my hand like this, they'll try to grab my hand and get me down to dance with them. They're like, fuck the singing, you're gonna dance. But now, yes, it's working, everyone, because everyone does it. They loved it. Today too, we couldn't get a video of the Bangla pit. That was awesome. Today was great.
Yeah.
So was yesterday.
Yeah, it's been insane.
But yes, he pretty much summed it up.
Okay.
Yes.
To be honest, I haven't heard of many Indian metal bands before, so what made you decide to form a band and play folk metal?
Metal in India, there's a lot of metal in India, that's how I'll put it. There are a lot of bands, amazing bands. You should check them out. Like, people have heard bands like Sky Harbor, which is a great progressive band, but again, there's so many good metal bands out from India, and you should actually explore them. Real good quality. So I'll let the other part be answered by Karan, how we decided.
How we decided to do Indian metal?
Yeah, folk metal.
Okay, folk metal. All right. So it's not the first time that a band from India is doing Indian folk metal. So in India, the music is so diverse. We've got bands in North India that sound very different. In South India, they sound very different. The folk music is very different in India overall. So there are a lot of bands in South India who do folk metal. Like for example, Pineapple Express, and then Thaikudam Bridge.
Fucking Downtrodden, dude.
Downtrodden. Amazing bands. Check them out. Check them all out. They're amazing.
Nagavalli by Downtrodden is my favorite track.
Yeah, but I think we were the first to do the North Indian metal thingy. Even though we weren't aiming to do the North Indian thinking, but it just came to us first.
Yeah. And we're just gonna keep expanding that with our sound, because it's a constant process. We're gonna keep experimenting, gonna churn out new content pretty soon.
Okay. Would you say India has a lively metal scene?
Yes, it has actually. It's a small scene, it's a close-knit scene, but it's expanding and the scene is lively, yes. And with the amount of bands that are coming out, new bands every other day, we hear of a new band. And then the previous bands, like the bands which I heard when I was in school, they're doing great. Everyone is doing something awesome and they're putting out new content. And I think it's going to grow even better. It's going to get bigger.
Okay.
Yes.
If you look at Germany, Germany has a very lively festival scene.
Yeah.
And a few months ago, I talked to Skiltron, Argentinian folk metal band, and they said that this concept of weekend camping and music a few days doesn't really exist there. What about India?
It does, not particularly metal. I'll say not particularly metal, but it does. We've got festivals like NH7 Weekender, where I personally saw my heroes, Meshuggah, live. And India saw Megadeth because of them. Then we had Lamb of God come down to India. We've got big bands coming down to India. Metallica played in India.
Yeah, but there's no camping scene.
No, I think there is. It happens somewhere in Himachal Pradesh. But it's not a metal fest. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. The festivals are really small. So there's a festival called Zero Festival.
Yes.
It's in the northeast, and it's very beautiful. It's not small, but it's not like Dong Opane. The number of people at Dong Opane, that's the entire population of metalheads in India. That's it. I once spoke to Sahil Makhija. He's a very popular guy from India in the metal scene. He's in a band called Demonic Resurrection. That's his band. I once asked him how many metalheads do you think India has, and he said straight up 10,000. Full stop.
We've got a population problem, guys. Still. Yeah. You go to NH7 Weekender, you go to VH1 Supersonic, Zero Festival, Hornbill Festival. Don't fucking. Yeah, but Bangalore Open Air. Yes, actually, Bangalore Open Air.
What's your favorite?
Mine is Weekender because kinda saw Meshuggah there. That was I was crying throughout the performance. When I say crying, I was like, that's how I saw the entire show.
I think the best festival to attend for metal would be Hornbill Festival in the Northeast. Yeah.
That reminds me, I can be wrong. But Weekender, when they did the Shillong, I guess they did it in Shillong, right? They had camping there.
Okay.
I can be wrong, but I've heard that.
Right.
But yes.
Okay. I want to know what is your inspiration behind the lyrics. I mean, they are also about serious issues like, for example, loneliness or depression. So, are there any personal motives behind them?
Of course, yes. For all of us, the songs that we write. The lyrics that we write, we spend 1 week making the music, and we spend 2 months writing the lyrics for one song, because we need to be connected to it, and we feel, we've gone through things, we've all gone through things in our life, and because we relate to these things, that's why we write stuff about this, and stuff that is less spoken about, which should be spoken about more, right? And with our vision with our songs is always have a message. Because anyone can just, sing about it.
Song about Rama. not Ramas per se. I feel bad because I said that because I have the Hailstorm song.
Oh, Hailstorm was amazing.
Yeah, oh fuck. But yeah, it comes from our personal experiences. And we've all been on the receiving end, and we just wanted to put something out. There was something happened in this metal scene which actually pushed us to do that, because we were like, fuck, everyone makes music. We did make music too, but we wanted to go a step further. That's why we went down and bought 60 counseling sessions for people. And the best part was, our patrons helped us to set that up. But later on, there were more people who came up who were like, yes, we've bought 10 more. We want to buy 20 more. So where do we pay? Whom do we pay? So it kept going on. It's still going on, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
It is still going on. People are paying for someone else's sessions.
So I'll just make this more clear.
Yeah.
What happened with our first original G Veere? It was a song about depression. We played it here. It was the third song, I think. Yeah. And we bought 60 online counseling sessions for any person to use, any person at all. Counseling session with a professional therapist. So once people used that session for free, they paid for the next person. Okay. They were so happy about it. They said, you know what? I'm giving you money to, not let this end. And it's still going on. People just keep paying more and more, and a lot of people are getting help through it.
Jordan bought 20. I remember that.
Jordan paid $500 just for more sessions.
That's a patron of ours.
Shout out to our patrons. We love you. We're here because of you.
I'll just do this. Yes. But yeah, it comes from our experiences, and we just want to project a part of ourselves. In fact, today I'll tell you something. You won't know this. Today there were 3, I guess 2 women, someone was there, and as soon as we started GV, she started crying, and that was making me cry.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna sing, but she's crying, and I'm like, but that's the connection.
I think we met her outside, right?
We met her outside before, when we were getting a cloth.
Oh, okay.
I want to meet her again.
Yeah, let's meet her.
Yeah, but if people are connecting to our songs, I gave an example to her, like, this is our revenge for Rammstein. I still try to understand the lyrics. I fucking love Rammstein. But I have to go to Google every time. So I was like, yes, we'll sing in Hindi. But they're still connecting with the words, with the language they've never heard of. Yeah. And that's the most beautiful thing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
You also have a few reinterpreted songs, like, for example, Heavy from Linkin Park or Despacito. How do you choose the songs you cover?
Oh well, see, we don't do that anymore. We used to do covers. The only purpose of doing covers was so that we can quit our jobs and play metal and make original music once we have enough eyeballs on us, followers, subscribers, stuff like that. And thankfully it worked out. I mean, we always had this in mind that we'll start off with covers, we'll find our sound, and then we'll expand into originals. And for the past 1.5 years, we've only been doing originals.
And I mean, we were just talking about it yesterday. So I used to go at his place. He used to live nearby my place, so I just drive there, and then we'll go and we'll have a few cigarettes or something, or maybe eat something or have a drink together, which is cola, strictly cola. Yes, I do not drink alcohol, Mom. But yes, we'll talk about it, that how should we strategize it? We have to get a number from where we can actually start producing originals, and eventually with the response and analyzing what people are saying and listening to exactly what, and not exactly, but grasping what people are saying, understanding that, and then coming out with a sound that we thought would be nice. I used to be always scared. I used to be like, nah, nothing's gonna work, we're gonna die. He used to lift my spirit. Like, it'll happen, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. There are often major labels behind, for example, European bands like Napalm Records or Nuclear Blast. Are you doing this stuff yourselves?
Yes, we are. So there was a lot of interest from a lot of labels, but the thing is that we wanted to do this on our own. We wanted to first get to a level where we actually need a record label, because we're unsigned, and you saw what happened outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't. I'm not saying that we're never gonna get signed, but we're not. It's not our priority
right now. Yeah. Our priority is strictly like
music
for the people who support us. I mean, the support is overwhelming, be it in terms of being a patron or being in terms of people just coming to our show. We just met a guy who came all the way from Italy to see us. You saw Pascal, the guy who was...
The person in the wheelchair.
The guy in the wheelchair. Yeah. A fucking metal dude, man. Like, he was straight up in front of me. I was like, you know what? He's my man. He has to come up. But yeah, I mean, the amount of love we're getting, it's overwhelming. And I mean, in a good way. Yeah. So the first thing we want to do is to do justice to that love.
Yeah. And if you want to know whether I'd say that our record label is our patrons on patreon.com. They're the people who actually give us money just to make music. And we love them. We love them for that. They do that every month. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Again. Yes, for keeping us alive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're our record label.
Yes.
So far, I think you've only released singles, is it right? So I have two questions. When can we expect your next single? And when will you release your first whole album?
Good? Okay. So the next single comes after, once we're done with the tour. We go back home, and we already have a lot of ideas. We've already started working on a few. And we're writing new singles. And we're going to release them with a video. And we're going to do it soon after, once we're done with the tour, and then we rest a little.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little rest.
It's going to be insane. But our singles take a lot of time, because and they're going to take even more time with the next idea that we have.
It's a big one.
I get dizzy thinking about it, because it's going to be so heavy, a lot of work. But yeah, we're going to do it. And it's going to take time. It'll be there. About the albums, I don't think we're at that stage right now that we need to make albums completely, because albums take 7 to 8 months. They'll take at least 7 to 8 months for us in the studio. And we just don't want to do that. We want to put out videos and music all the time, because I think that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to...
I mean, people, I don't think they're going to wait for... you've already seen the amount of messages we get about the next video.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
people ask for our CDs.
Yes.
But...
we probably will make... to put it in a simpler way, that say we release 5 more songs. they all come in a CD. That's
Yeah,
what the
once
album
we
is.
have enough originals, we'll just package that as an album.
And you don't have to buy the whole album. If you like 3 songs out of it, you can buy 3 online. Or if you like all of them, then you can buy the CD.
Okay.
It's making it easier for everyone. And that way we can regularly churn out content. So people can listen to it, enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I think a single song of ours takes a general amount of effort that an entire album takes.
Yeah.
So it's going to take us years to make an album.
We do the videos on our own. He is the guy who'll edit it, who'll produce the music. We'll whoop our asses to get on time at the studio. I get on time.
Sorry for the long answer.
Yeah, but like that's why it takes a lot of time, because it's a combined effort. Everyone tries to pitch in whatever they can. And it's all DIY. We do it.
We shoot it ourselves, we edit it ourselves, we record our songs, we produce, master, whatever. Everything is done in-house. We don't outsource anything.
Yeah, he does most of it.
Everyone does it. Yeah.
Okay, so we come to our last question that I ask every artist I have an interview with. Imagine there would appear a magic fairy in front of you and fulfill your wish to tour with an artist or a band of your choice. Doesn't matter if the band still exists or if there are dead members or it's an old lineup, because it's a fairy, can do anything. If you had the free choice, who would it be and why?
Is it tough?
Multiple choice allowed.
Multiple choice allowed. I'd have a dream lineup.
Multiple choices, not one person. We need to name more bands than one.
You can.
We can. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine would be Slipknot, obviously, Lamb of God, Meshuggah, Suicide Silence with Mitch Lucker, and Deftones, and Tesseract, and I've got a whole list. Thy Art is Murder, and
Yes, I think. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but I'd love to tour with Alter Bridge.
I don't know Alter Bridge.
Yeah, and I'd love to tour with War One, a sick band from India.
And
I love you, Kushagra.
And the Cosmic Truth, the best band. Oh my God.
Not Cosmic Truth.
Oh, the Cosmic Truth, yes.
Cosmic Truth sucks.
He's a fucking engineer.
That's his band. That's his other band.
But yes, I've got a lot of bands that I could think of. So I mean, naming each and every one of them would. It'll take time.
Yeah. Okay.
It already is a huge fucking answer, but yeah.
So I'll tell you what. Everybody loves metal, but they don't know it yet.